In the heart of the 1980s, Dr. Cecil B. Jacobson, a seemingly respectable fertility specialist, built a thriving practice in Virginia. Couples seeking the miracle of parenthood turned to him, finding hope in his compassionate approach. But behind his charming demeanor, a dark secret lurked. As the years passed, whispers began to emerge. Families discovered that the very man they trusted had deceitfully used his own sperm to inseminate patients, leading to an explosive revelation that shattered countless lives. The illusion of family was cruelly manipulated, leaving an aftermath of confusion and heartbreak. From esteemed doctor to notorious figure, Jacobson's descent from grace was swift and shocking. The fallout of his actions altered the landscape of reproductive medicine forever, turning the promise of new life into a haunting tale of betrayal. Join us as we delve into the chilling story of a man who played God and the families caught in his web.
1. The rise of a miracle doctor. Born in Salt Lake City in 1936, Cecil Jacobson trained in genetics and became a researcher, later moving into fertility medicine. By the late 1970s and early 1980s, he established the Reproductive Genetics Center Ltd. in Vienna, Virginia. To couples desperate for children, he seemed a savior. He performed one of America's early widespread uses of amniocentesis, once considered cutting edge. Patients flocked to him, calling him the baby maker. Many believed his methods were their final hope. 2. The first hint of deception. But as time passed, cracks began to appear. Women who'd paid thousands for treatments were told they were pregnant. Pregnancy tests came back positive. Ultrasounds, blurry and grainy, showed what Jacobson claimed was a fetus. Yet months later, the pregnancies would end, not in live births, but in miscarriages, or often told the baby was reabsorbed. Behind closed doors, patients mourned babies they never had. Some began to grow suspicious, especially when the donor sperm they were told came from anonymous external donors produced children who looked strikingly like the doctor himself. 3. The greatest deception exposed. Investigators eventually uncovered a grim reality. Jacobson often used his own sperm to inseminate patients, claiming it came from a screened and anonymous donor. In some cases, even women whose husbands had vasectomies were told they'd be inseminated with anonymous donor sperm. DNA tests later confirmed that at least 15 children were biologically fathered by Jacobson. Some estimates say as many as 70 or more. He was not only betraying the couple's trust, he was rewriting their family's DNA in secret. 4. The cruelest fraud: fake pregnancies. But the scandal wasn't only about sperm. It was also about false pregnancies. Jacobson injected women repeatedly with high doses of a hormone, human chorionic gonadotropin, or HCG, enough to mimic pregnancy symptoms: missed periods, nausea, body changes, positive pregnancy tests. He'd show ultrasound images, blurry shadows he called junior. Women celebrated. They believed their dreams had come true. Then came the blow. Months later, Jacobson would tell them the fetus had died or been reabsorbed. Most had never been pregnant at all. For many, it was the cruelest kind of heartbreak, mourning children who never existed. 5. The investigation, trial, and downfall. In 1988, a gynecologist questioned one patient's claim of miscarriage and reported she had never been pregnant. That triggered a media expose, and investigations began. Federal prosecutors charged Jacobson with mail fraud, wire fraud, perjury, 52 counts in total. Justia law. In court, Undercover DNA tests and testimony from former patients exposed the truth. One witness described being tricked into thinking she was pregnant over and over. Another said she miscarried 8 times but was never pregnant. On March 4, 1992, a jury found him guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, fined tens of thousands, and had his medical license revoked. The judge called his behavior a cruel betrayal of trust. In the wake of the scandal, dozens of families learned the truth about their children's paternity. Others discovered the pregnancies they mourned were never real. The ripple effects, emotional, psychological, medical, would last decades.